students of class 11th. In your first chapter, one topic is limiting reactants. What is limiting reactants? Here in this lesson I am going to explain. Limiting reactants in a chemical reaction is the substance that is used first, stops the reaction, limits the amount of product that can form. Reacting amounts, suppose in a table setting, 1 plate, 1 fork, 1 knife and 1 spoon. How many table settings are possible from 5 plates, 6 forks and 4 spoons and 7 knives? Think it. In these all things, which one is limiting items? Which is less in number? That means 4 spoon. Limiting reactants and excess reactants. Limiting reactant is the reactant that limits the extent of the reaction and determines the amount of the product formed. Excess reactants that left over when a reaction stops. Reacting amounts, as in the example I have explained. Plates initially 5, forks 6, spoons 4 and knives 7. Use 4 in each because smallest number is here 4. So the limiting item is the spoon. Example of everyday limiting reactants. How many peanut butter sandwiches could be made from 8 slices bread and 1 jar of peanut butter? 8 slices of bread, 4 sandwiches could be made. The bread is the limiting them. So in the chemical reaction, when 4 mole of H2 is mixed with 2 mole of Cl2, how many moles of HCl can form? 4 mole and 2 mole used here, taken there. In the chemical reaction, H2 plus Cl, 2HCl is formed, means 2 mole of hydrogen combined with 1 mole of chlorine. So here limiting reagent is, in the calculation you can see here, 4 mole hydrogen, 2 mole HCl is formed, 1 mole hydrogen. So 8 mole of HCl, not possible. HCl from Cl2, 2 mole Cl2 is taken, 2 mole HCl is all there. So 1 mole Cl divided, so 4 mole HCl, smaller number. The limiting reactant is Cl2 because it is used up first. Thus Cl2 produces the smaller number of moles of HCl. So what you understand from this portion, that in the two reactants which is in the less quantity is called limiting reactants. Now checking the calculations which you have already covered. Initially 4 mole of hydrogen, 2 mole of chlorine and 0 mole of HCl is formed there. As the reaction started, 2 mole hydrogen and 2 mole of chlorine is taken, 4 mole HCl formed. So left over, because hydrogen is 4 mole there, so 2 mole is excess, Cl2 0 mole and 2 HCl is formed, that means 4 mole is there. So in these 3 chemicals, Cl2 is 0 mole, so it is a limiting reactants. By mass, by using mass, how to calculate the limiting reactants? Here is the example of this. If 4.80 mole calcium mixed with 2 mole of nitrogen, which is the limiting reactants? Chemical reaction is balanced chemical reaction is 3Ca solid plus N2 gas forms Ca3N2 solid. 4.80 mole of calcium is taken. And in the chemical reaction, you can see there 3 mole react with 1 mole of nitrogen. So 1 mole Ca3N2 is formed. So 4.80 into 1 mole Ca3N2 divided by 3 mole of Ca. So 1.60 mole Ca3N2 is formed with 4.80 mole of calcium. Same, 2 mole of nitrogen is in the equation given. And here 1 mole of nitrogen forms 1 mole of Ca3N2. So 2 mole, through the 2 mole of nitrogen, 2 mole of Ca3N2 is formed, which is not possible because 1.60 mole CN3 is formed. So calcium already used up there. Hence, calcium is limiting reactants or reagents for this equation. Now, we have one question. Calculate the mass of water produced when 8 gram of hydrogen and 24 gram of oxygen react. Through the equation, 2 mole of hydrogen or 2 gram of hydrogen, it is in gas, or suppose we will take in gram, 2 gram of hydrogen will react with 1 gram of oxygen, then 2 gram of water is formed. So 1 gram of hydrogen or the substance taken 8 gram. So 8 gram of hydrogen react with 1 mole of hydrogen upon 2.016 gram of hydrogen. 2 mole of water is formed. 1 mole of water multiply through this equation. 18 gram water is formed. 18 is a molecular mass. Finally, we will get 71.5 gram of H2O. Same with the oxygen. Suppose 24 gram of oxygen is taken here, but 1 mole of oxygen is formed. 2 mole of water, 32 gram of oxygen molecular mass, 18 gram of water is formed. So here 27 gram H2O is formed through 24 gram. 24 gram form 27 gram H2O. That means totally used up oxygen is there. Therefore, oxygen is limiting reactants. Now, some questions are given here for your practice. Try to complete on your notebook. Okay, thank you.